After a car accident, the bills don't wait for the case to settle. They start showing up immediately, and most people are shocked to learn the at-fault driver doesn't just pay them right away. I'm Landerholm, partner here at Pacific Cascade Legal. I help individuals and families across Oregon and Washington navigate what happens after an accident. And one of the biggest points of confusion I see is this question: who actually pays your medical bills while your case is still ongoing? Let's walk through how it really works so you know exactly what to expect. Let me paint a quick picture. You're in a car accident, maybe it wasn't your fault. You go to the ER, maybe follow up with physical therapy, and within weeks the bills start arriving. Naturally you think, the other driver caused this, so their insurance should be paying, right? But that's not how it works, at least not at the beginning. In both Oregon and Washington, the first place your medical bills are usually paid from is something called Personal Injury Protection, or PIP. PIP is part of your own auto insurance policy. It's designed to cover your medical expenses right away, regardless of who caused the accident. In Oregon, PIP is required on every auto policy. So if you're insured, you already have it. In Washington, insurance companies are required to offer PIP, but you can reject it in writing. So some people have it and some don't. And if you have a motorcycle policy, it's not always included, and so you should check with your agent to make sure it gets included on your policy. If you do have PIP, this is typically the first coverage used to pay your medical bills. It can cover things like hospital visits, doctor appointments, and even some lost wages up to your policy limits. And here's something important. Using your PIP does not mean you are admitting fault. It's simply a way to get your bills paid quickly so you can focus on recovery. Now, what happens when PIP runs out? Because it often does. This is where your health insurance usually steps in. If you have private health insurance, it can continue covering your treatment once your PIP benefits are exhausted. But there's a catch that a lot of people don't realize. If your health insurance pays for accident-related care, they may have a right to be reimbursed later from your settlement. This is called a lien. So while they help you up front, they may expect to be paid back once your case resolves. Now let's talk about the at-fault driver's insurance. Yes, ultimately their liability insurance is responsible for your damages, but they typically do not pay your medical bills as they come in. Instead, they pay at the end of the case in a settlement. That means in the meantime, it's your responsibility to make sure those bills are getting handled, whether through PIP, health insurance, or sometimes even working out payment arrangements. And this is where people can run into trouble. I've seen situations where someone ignores their medical bills because they assume the other driver's insurance will take care of it, and before they know it, those bills are in collections, affecting their credit. So even if you are not at fault, you still need a plan for how those bills are being paid while your case is ongoing. One more thing to be aware of is medical providers themselves. Sometimes providers will agree to treat you and place what's called a medical lien on your case. That means they wait to be paid until your settlement comes through. This can be helpful, but it needs to be handled carefully so everything is accounted for properly. At the end of the day, this process is layered. PIP first, health insurance second, and then the at-fault driver's insurance reimburses those costs through your final settlement. If you've been in an accident and you're starting to see those medical bills pile up, don't wait until it becomes overwhelming. Reach out to us at Pacific Cascade Legal. We can help you understand exactly which coverage applies to your situation, coordinate your benefits, and make sure nothing falls through the cracks while your case moves forward. Because when you understand how this works from the beginning, you can avoid a lot of unnecessary stress later.